Hey there, have you ever been asking clients some really critical questions where you need honest answers and really need to get to the heart of the matter, but you're just not getting the responses that you want from them? Well, I am here today to tell you why that might be happening and then to talk you through some quick fixes that you can make that will get you to the heart of the problem, get you some meaty responses, and get you some actionable information that you can use to either help serve people better or grow internally or just to get you some fabulous customer testimonials. All right, you ready to hit it? Let's do it. Okay, first let's talk about why this might be happening. Why would your clients not give you honest feedback when you're asking very pointed questions? So let's say you've had a customer service issue, something went wrong on your part where you didn't deliver up to your customers' expectations, and you're trying to get to the heart of the matter about what happened and where there was a breakdown. Or maybe you're trying to get some really great testimonials about problems and struggles that people were having when they were coming to look for your products or services. Why would people not give you honest feedback? Well, think about the last time that you saw a public apology. Maybe it was in the news, or maybe it was even someone that you know that's in a leadership position at a church or somewhere else where something's very public. A lot of public apologies, the people who are talking and giving the apology give themselves some degrees of separation from the thing that happened. And the ways that we do this, and this happens at work all the time, when something goes really well, we say, I did this. Here was my success. Here's what I accomplished. And then when something goes not so well, tend to transform into using team pronouns, things like, well, we really messed up there, or we really could have done a better job of communicating. You've probably even done this when you're talking to your clients. I know I have. So, a lot of times we'll just give ourselves a little bit of separation with we're taking some ownership, but we're giving ourselves some separation from what actually happened. It's a way to give ourselves some separation from the emotion too, so that we can stay professional in the moment. So maybe we're really upset about something that happened with a customer service breakdown. When we use um, team pronouns, or we say things like they, even if there's no reference point for who they is, if we say things like they, it gives us the ability to divorce ourselves from the emotion that we're feeling in that moment so that we can be more objective and more professional. And that might be what your clients are trying to accomplish. Maybe they're trying to bring their own emotion levels down when they're communicating with you. Maybe it's too emotional for them to get in touch with at the moment that you're asking the question. And so, a quick way around this is something that was brought to my attention recently by Chase Hughes, who is an expert in human behavior. He is an expert at getting to the heart of the matter and questioning, because he came up as a Navy interrogator and has done a lot of practicing around debriefing and interrogation, but in a way that helps the person being questioned not feel threatened. What we're trying to do is take the emotion and the threat out of any questions and out of someone being able to identify, even self identify with a struggle, a problem, or an emotion that they're having, and allow them to put that in terms of a third person, or maybe it's just second person we pronouns that they're using. One way to do that, Chase Hughes just recently said that most people think that most people think like them. I'm just going to say that one more time because it might feel confusing at first, but most people think that most people think like them. And what that means is that when someone says, well, most people that are going through your onboarding process are probably feeling like this, what they're really saying is that when I went through your onboarding process, I felt like this, or someone on my team was feeling like this. They might even tell you, we felt like this, saying that their team was feeling that way to communicate to you that they had a specific emotion that was happening during your onboarding process. So, one way that you can sort of flip this for them and help them do this without them having to figure out how to do it for themselves is to ask them what they think most people would think when going through your onboarding process. Or If you're trying to get really great testimonials, you can talk about it in terms of what do you think most people struggle with who are in industry X, whatever industry you're serving, or maybe it's business owners like you. What do you think business owners like you are struggling with most, or what's keeping them up at night related to getting more clients? And then you can start to get them thinking, not in terms of themselves and struggles that they're having, but they can put it in perspective and frame it up in a way that's talking about someone else. And they can give you the perspective of, I think most people in my industry that would be looking for services like yours are struggling with this issue. And what they're really telling you is that's probably the issue they were struggling with. Now, how do you turn that into a great testimonial? It's not like you can say, most people who are looking for your services are struggling with this issue. What you'll want to do is, after you ask that most people question, part two would be to validate what they've said. So you can validate that in a number of ways, but it might sound something like this. You know what? We're hearing that across the board. Most people that come and use our services are saying that exact same thing and repeat back to them what it is that they said. Most people are struggling. Most people like you are struggling with something like this. And they feel validated. The emotion is taken down a few notches whenever they have to put themselves in that framework. And if you really need it to come from their words about their experience, then you can follow that up with the third thing, which is, were you feeling like that when you went through our onboarding process? Or were you having that struggle when you were looking for services like ours? So then you can follow it up so that they can make it personal. You've taken the emotion out of it because you've let them know this is a very valid way to feel. It's a very valid struggle to have. You can feel comfortable. This is a safe environment for you to say exactly how you're feeling and be honest. And then sometimes just after that validation, you'll get a response where they take ownership of what's happening, or they'll tell you their story. They're like, well, yeah, I do think, yeah, that's right. Most people do feel that way during your onboarding process because I can tell you, whenever my team went through it, I felt this way. And they might just put it in their own words on your behalf. But if they don't, and you really need that story from their experience or to identify something that critical that happened during a specific moment for them, or you really just are looking for words from their mouth to use as testimonials, you can follow it up on the back end of that validation and say, were you feeling that way? Was that happening for you? And that's a very practical way for you to get to the heart of the matter and get really great responses to the questions that maybe your clients aren't ready to answer. They don't even know how to wrap their heads around it, or maybe it just feels too emotional for them to give you an honest response. Okay, well, that's it for today. I'm Tina Smith, and I'm here to make complicated WordPress stuff feel easy so you can grow the right business, solve the right problems, and get the online results you've always wanted. Talk to you later.